Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I want to first hurry and thank everybody that has recently subscribed to my channel. I appreciate that and hope that you still find the content enjoyable that I'm posting. Today in this video, well, it's going to be a lot more than today, but in this video, I want to work on this section of the layout and get some more scenery done on it. The only thing that I've accomplished since my last layout update is the concrete laid where the container yard is going to be. I just used DAP Ready Mixed concrete patch. I think it looks really good. It turned out to have some imperfections in it, as if it's been sitting for a while and it's a little older yard, and that's what I wanted to have. I need to go through and add some weathering to it, and noticed I've got to clean up my rail heads a little bit as they're a little dirty again. But for the most part, I'm happy with how it looks. But I want to get the rear section of this done along the backdrop. I also want to work on the mountain that I'm going to have in the back corner. And I'm not 100% sure what I want to do yet with the piece that you can still see that's cork and plywood down there just past the track on this side of the curve. I'm toying with a few ideas. They may end up happening in this video. I'm not sure. We'll see. But let me get busy and we'll give an update in just a little bit. I am doing things a little differently. I had planned to use styrofoam and dryer sheets with Mod Podge on them like I had attempted in the other opposite corner. Unfortunately, I ended up having to throw the dryer sheets away that I had saved up. I then was going to use extruded foam like I normally do, but what I have on hand is being used for another purpose and didn't really want to go out and buy any. And given that I have a lot of this newspaper that came in as junk mail, I decided that I'll use it and Sculptamold. I have done that in the past and it looks pretty good without any complaints, so that's what we're going to do. I have taped it down a little bit on this side as I want to have a good clearance for the trains, and this will help me remember that I need to have that. And since I'm going to be over here, I have crumpled up just some newspaper to use to blend this area in to what's there and make it look better than what it does right now. So with that being said, I'm going to get some Sculptamold made up and we'll start working on it, and we'll update you in just a bit. Alright, I didn't get pictures along here because I needed to have a little thicker mixture of Sculptamold, and as such it dries faster, and so I needed to just keep working on it. But I've got along the back side of the track at the bottom of the backdrop done, and I also have the mountain done. Let me move the camera over and show you that. Alright, here's the last of the backdrop part. And then here is the mountain. Let me see if I can get a little closer to get more detail on it. Alright, sorry for the shaky. I had to get it off of the tripod to get it closer. Pretty happy with it so far. I am going to work on the back spot right there next, and then we'll start working over here. So I will get more further along and see you back in just a bit. All right, I came back and added in a little bit more Sculptamold to the middle of the tracks right here that are leading up. Partly to hide the foam riser and to also blend it in. And then I also took and put a few spots between the tracks going down. Let me move the camera back down to the corner and I'll show you what I did down there. All right, I came off the side of the mountain a little bit further and went back further to the left there behind the building that's sitting there. I also plan to have a road that's coming up through, so that's why there's that little cutout. And then went through and added to blend in a little bit more of this mountain piece here. I did act as if it was somewhat cut out just to show like what would be in the aisle area, just as if it was a clean cut. So ended up using probably about 4.5 pounds of Sculptamold to get everything done once it was completed. I don't know how much was in my little bag that I had, but I ended up using another full bag of it. So going to let it dry up and then we'll get painting it and go from there. So see everybody once that gets done, or at least dry. All right, everyone, it's been a couple of days and the Sculptamold is finally dry. Sorry for the little bit of shaky to the camera. I couldn't get my tripod in here to work real well. But I wanted to show one thing that I haven't seen happen to me before. But the Sculptamold came apart from the backdrop that I had. Normally it stays up where it's at. My guess is that it's because of the newspaper and just, between it getting wet and drying is the cause of it. So what I'm going to do is take some tacky glue and just press and hold some here, mainly up here where it'd be most noticeable about it. So we're going to do that and then we'll probably get some painting done and we'll see everyone in just a bit. All right, everyone, I've got some color on the mountains. For this set, I did a mixture of khaki, trail tan, and some pewter gray to add a little bit of variety into it. I'm trying to, at least for the hill part that's half hidden or 75% hidden, I wanted to match it up with what I already have over here on this spot of the layout. It looks pretty good on there. I'll throw in some pictures as I'm panning back around. But for the mountain and the rest of along where the container yard's going to be, my plan is that I'll finish with this base tan color, but then I will go back with some burnt umber or iron oxide to kind of mesh it together with the rest of both the backdrop that's over here and the scenery going up to the ore house. So I will get back painting and be back in just a bit. Got the final coat down. This is ready to go. Going to get some glue on it, and I had some leftover pre-sifted and already cooked dirt that is the color that I want it to be. So I will get some glue on there and get some of it laid down, and we'll see everybody in just a bit. Okay, everyone, we'll start over here where the line goes up to the ore house. Got everything painted that was sculpt to mold, and added some dirt here since I had some extra glue mixture. I did use some of the paint color that I had to paint in between the back runaround and the main line. And then, like I said, I ended up using the rock, some of the dirt mixture that I had that made it look more like rocks. Have it glued down, a base glue, and then also some scenic glue on top of it. And got the side over there painted, and have the corner mountain painted as well. Sorry for the shakiness of that. Easier to have it without the tripod. So there's the mountain. I'm going to call it quits for now, just to let things dry completely before I get more on there. Most likely there'll be trees, shrubbery, that kind of stuff, but until everything dries a little bit more, and it is kind of late right now, so we're going to call it quits, and we'll be back later when we get some more done. All right, everyone, it's been a few more days since I've been down here in the layout room. I went ahead and did some more scenery in between the tracks and in areas like here where I had some of the concretes cut out. I also went on at least the module pieces here where eventually I'll have to cut, and the whole reason for these tracks here. I went ahead and ballasted in between those, and the branch line runaround is ballasted as well. Figured it was time to get at least that done so that it wasn't just track and cork. Then again, another piece where there's a potential cut going to happen. And then I only went so far with the gravel here in this area, just because I don't know exactly where I'm going to put this building, or if I add some extra stuff there. So anyway, that's what it looks like as of now. As you can tell, I've just recently finished up with the glue. But we will catch everyone up in just a bit when I get some more stuff done. All right, everyone. I came back down to work on the layout and actually get some greenery on the back side where the backdrop meets the layout, and realized that I hadn't prepped anything back there yet. So I hurried and got some green paint mixed up and did a couple of layers along the base of the backdrop where the sculpt to mold meets it. That way I could give a little bit of an illusion once I get the greenery on it, and to show that there's some stuff in between, or some distance between where the 3D sculpt mold portion is and the painted mountains on the backdrop. So I'm going to hurry and get some dirt put down that I had already baked and sifted a little bit, and resifted it more to get it to be just a little bit smaller. And we'll get working on that, and then we'll catch everyone when I either get finished with that or will start up another clip where I've done some of the greenery. I'm not positive how far I'll get with how late it is, but we'll see what we can do. So we'll catch everybody in just a bit. All right, everyone. I ended up needing to come back down the next day to finish up the scenery down here, or at least get a little further along. I don't know if I'm quite done yet or not, but we'll see. I ended up ballasting the Unitrack and getting some shrubs placed here and there. No real rhyme or reason. Did add a little bit of green in between the tracks. I know that's not too prototypical, but they haven't gotten the weed sprayer out yet. I probably will be adding a little bit more. I know I need to still work there where the lumberyard building is going to be, or whatever I decide it will be. And I do need to get along the front of here, but this is a low priority where it isn't that big of a deal. But the rest of this was kind of driving me nuts with being the main line. So we'll let it dry up and see how I like it, if I need to add more or do some more touch-up work on it. And that'll probably be tomorrow morning. So I will leave everyone there and we'll catch everyone tomorrow.